I am so excited, y'all, for this call tonight. Like, man, it is going to bless your socks off. So if you do not have a pen and paper out, make sure you go ahead and grab that so you can take notes because you are not going to want to miss any of the fire that is going to be shared tonight. And so, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Brittany Jason. I have been a part of It Works for the last 11 and a half years. It'll be 12 years at the end of February 2026. Super delighted. This business has completely changed everything that I know about life, that I know about living, that I know about faith, that I know about finances, like everything. And so I am just so excited to be before you tonight and to be sharing and interviewing my girl Mandi. Like her story is so amazing. And I'm just really excited for you guys to hear from her tonight. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pray us in and pray over this space really quickly, and then we're going to jump right on in. And so, Father God, we just thank you so much for this space, this opportunity to just come together, to just be on one accord, God, and just to hear from one of your daughters, God, and just for her to be able to pour out the things that you have shown her and that she has grown through, and just share her testimony, to be able to help others know that with you they can overcome anything, God. And so I just ask that you bless this space tonight, God, that everything that's shared is exactly what everyone on here needs, that just open hearts and minds are listening and ready to receive what you have for us tonight. And so we just invite you into this space. We bless this space and we just praise your name. It is in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So Mandi, hey girl.
Hey, thank you so much
Hey,
for
hey,
having
hey.
me. Great to be here.
Yes. Yes, yes. I'm super excited for everyone to be able to hear from you. And so before we kick things off, I just want you to share your story. Because man, I didn't have the pleasure of knowing like the full extent of your story to yesterday, and it's just so impactful. And so I just want you to share your story with us.
Okay, so
Who
you want
you
me to
are, where
go
you're
through
from.
from then till now kind of deal?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. I'm Mandi Hetzner. I'm from Michigan. I joined this business in March of 2021. At the time, I had already been unemployed because of the pandemic. So I felt broken. Not only financially, but emotionally, mentally, I was just lost. And I had been seeing someone posting about the opportunity, and she was messaging me, and I just decided in March of 2021 it was time. And also during that month, I started my full-time job. So I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and I have two beautiful daughters who are 12 and 9, and I'm married. We got married in 2011. And anyway, so I started this business all in. I just decided, you know what? Like, if I'm gonna really do this, I'm gonna go all in. I'm going to tune into the Zooms. I'm going to tune into the trainings. I'm going to go to as many events as I possibly can, even before I could afford to. I didn't know how. I just knew that it was important. And I just started running, and success leaves clues. So I started following all the leaders that I saw and still follow so many of them to this day. They're so inspiring. But I got Emerald that like in May, 2 months later, and then I kind of just sat there and realizing now I look back on it, I realize why I just sat there. I struggled with worthiness. Can I get an amen? So I there was no real reason. I just always thought like I always like I don't know, counted myself out of things. I counted myself out of bonuses. I counted myself out of trips. I don't know, just subconsciously I did that. And I was just, no, that's for Rachel, that's for Brittany. I would just like always count myself out. And it was so I sat there for a while, right? And I was still doing the things, but it wasn't until January of 2023, it was a conference in Fort Myers, and that was the first official conference where the Akalas took over leadership of the company. And I was sitting in the back of the room, and I don't remember exactly what John was saying, but whatever he was saying, it really spoke to me and something clicked. And it was at that moment that I realized, you know what? I am worthy of good things. And I need to stop counting myself out, and I just need to go all in. And so that's what I did. I just started running, and I didn't know who was coming with me, but I just felt so excited about what I had my hands on that I'm like, I just need to be loud about it and shout it from the rooftops. And it was that year, in 2023, that I got to Diamond. It was May 2023. And and then, right around before that, it was like the trip was announced. The incentive trip to Jamaica was announced. And I'm like, well, I never earned a trip before, but like I earned diamonds. So let me try for this Jamaica trip. And I earned the Jamaica trip. And I was like, Lord, thank you so much. Like, I mean, just, believing in myself and pouring into those around me, it just something shifted. And 2024, May of 2024, I got double. And I'm just grateful. And it's like I've stepped out of my comfort zone so many times that I can't even count anymore. Like even when I didn't want to, right? Like you know the feeling, like you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to, host a event. That's scary. Like I don't know everything, right? Like what if I mess up? You start talking yourself out of things, and it's like, nope. Like I'm just gonna start stepping outside of my comfort zone more, and it does pay off. And yes, there are valleys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had valleys like in my business and most recently in my personal life. So I've been getting regular mammograms since I was 30. I'm going to be 45 in February because I have an extensive family history of breast cancer. And my bio mom, I'm adopted. So my bio mom died when she was 45 of breast cancer. Her mom died of breast cancer when she was 69. So I didn't want to be third time's a charm, right? So routine mammogram, June of this year. And it was less than a week later, I got a biopsy because they said they saw something. And July 1st, I got the diagnosis that I was stage 0 breast cancer. Now, I didn't even know there was a stage 0 breast cancer, but I'm grateful there is because wow, that meant that I didn't require chemo or radiation. But what I all so keep in mind when my bio mom, so I only knew my bio mom for a year and a half before she passed away. But what after she did, I knew in my heart, like in the future, I was gonna want to have some preventative surgery so that I would never even have to worry about that, right? And so that July 1st diagnosis hit, I already knew I wanted to do a double mastectomy with reconstruction. So we met with the oncology surgeon July 10th. She started to go through treatment options or what have you. And I stopped her politely and I'm like, this is my husband was in the room with me and I'm like, this is what I want to do. And I told her and she paused and I was nervous because she's a professional and she's like, I think that's the best thing you could possibly do. And I just felt like a weight lifting off, my shoulders, right? And also scared at the same time because I've never had surgery before. I never was put under anesthesia. And also keep in mind, July, that was still the month that I was running for Mexico. I was like still like I had been running towards this Mexico green carpet experience trip for, since April. And I was like, once that July 1st diagnosis hit, it was like mentally I didn't check out, but I was definitely not my usual self. Like I was showing up, but not in the ways that I normally did, right? Sometimes like it's okay to not give your 100%, especially when you're going through stuff. And I was going through stuff. So I was trying to navigate all that, but still doing my best to be an inspiration to those, be consistent, show up for my team, even when I didn't want to. But I knew that I talked to Stephanie Dunn. She was actually the second person I told about my diagnosis besides my husband. My husband was my first. Stephanie Dunn was my second. Because my parents, I love them to God. But I knew how they would emotionally react. So I needed somebody that wouldn't emotionally react. So Stephanie was the next person I told. And she's like, she's like, your test is going to be your testimony. And you're going to be able to tell your story and inspire so many people and save lives. And I'm like, yeah, yep. So I just decided no matter how I was feeling, mentally, emotionally, I was going to show up as a positive, inspirational person because I knew that would not only help myself, but help others as well. And August 20th was my double mastectomy. That recovery is 8 weeks. And I got the word that I earned Mexico at the end of August. And keep in mind, I mean, like, this is a God wink for sure, for sure. So I'm like, oh, one, grateful. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then second, I'm like, can I even go? And it lined up perfectly, all like, so August 20th was my surgery. 8 weeks from that was the Mexico trip. Okay. So right there, it was like God was had his hands on everything all along, right? And yes, I was fearful, but ultimately, especially now through going through all this, I realized just being faithful, even when you're walking through those valleys, is 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 so helpful because God's got a plan. You don't know what it is yet, but it's happening, and he's got your back. Like he's going to take you through these trials and valleys for a reason because he's trying to stretch you and grow you to the person he wants you to be, to the person he's called you to be. So just so grateful for that. And yeah, I mean, you want me to continue, Brittany?
Listen, it's your story is so powerful and just so amazing. Oh my God. Like, if you didn't see God in her story, like, I don't know what you're looking for. Like, can we get some fire in the chat for how he is just so faithful and he rewards faithfulness? Like, you continue to show up regardless. And it was the consistency, it was your faithfulness, it was your dedication, and he rewarded that. And so, man, I'm so glad that you're here with us, that you're here sharing, and we can just learn from your testimony. Man, so amazing. And so, one of the things you said in the beginning of your story was like you went emerald in like 2 months, right? Like
Hmm.
your first 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you got your full-time job like at the same time that you started this business. You're
Hmm.
a mom, a wife, working a full-time job, building a business. What did it look like for you to come in, hit the ground running, and go emerald in your first 2 months? Like, walk me through that.
Yeah. So like I said, I decided like I was gonna tune into the Zooms. I was gonna tune into the trainings because I was gonna be a sponge. I have my master's degree. I love learning. Like I want to soak it all up. And so that's what I did. I tuned to the Zooms. I listened to those that had more experience than me. And one thing I learned is that yes, like we could make 1,000 excuses of how busy we are because I was busy. Also, me and my husband volunteer in our community regularly. So it's not like I have a ton of free time. But one thing I learned through these trainings and listening to different leaders was that we have pockets in our day and we may not even see them unless we're really looking for them. So for example, I'd wake up like an hour earlier than the family during the week and get some work done. On my lunch break, I'd get some work done. And, after work in the evenings, and then definitely after the kids went to bed, that's where I got the most work done. And it was like those focused pockets of time that if you're not mindlessly scrolling, if you stop yourself from mindlessly scrolling and really focus on what task you need to get done at that moment, you can get a lot done. You can get a lot done, like say, those pockets of time added up to an hour throughout the day. If it's focused time and you're really honing in on what you need to do, you can get like ton done. So that's what I really focused on was the pockets of my day. I mean, even like, dude, like grocery store lines. doctor's waiting room. Like if you're sitting in the parent pickup line waiting to pick up your kids from school or your grandkids, like it you're those pockets of time are there. You just have to look for them versus just putting your like not seeing them. You're like, I don't know, I'm too busy. Like you no, like there are people working 2, 3 jobs doing this business. Like you're not too busy. You just have to be open to the process. And that's what I kept doing. I kept showing up consistently. And, consistency pays over time. Like, you don't have to do 100% every single day, but as long as you're doing something each day, it will absolutely add up and pay off. And it definitely helped me for sure.
Yes, consistency is key, like, period. Hands down. Like, that's the secret sauce. People ask all the time, what's the secret sauce? Consistency, like showing up, doing something for your business every single day. Here on the squad, we take a Sabbath. So we show up 6 days and we rest one. And it's the consistency compounding that gets you to where you desire to be. So what I'm hearing from you is hunger, intentional, and focused. You
Yes,
were hungry,
definitely.
you were intentional, and you were focused. And listen, that's a recipe for success right there. Um, so I'm pretty sure everybody on this Zoom has saw Mandy's before and after pictures and or posted her before and after pictures because I know I just posted them the other day. So, like your results are fire. Like they are so bomb. Like y'all, clap for her in the chat. Like her results are bomb. So I want to know what products you were using and then how you use this as a way to like grow and expand your business. Like walk me through how you took your followers on this journey with you and how being a product of the product actually grew your business.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, in the beginning of my business, I was sharing other people's results because I didn't have my own. I didn't have my own for probably, a good year. I think I was probably hesitant, like putting myself out there like that, but that's normal. And one thing I started out doing, with regards to my results was something that you can get quick and easy results from visually, anyways, like the cleanse, the 2-day cleanse is fire. Like you take a picture of yourself before you start that cleanse, and then you take a picture of yourself on day 3. And like not just pictures, do a video too, because those video befores are so essential, not just, for to show people, but like to utilize as content for like reels and stuff like that. And put them in your story slides, like stuff like that, like videos and pictures. Or if you want to really be efficient, do a video and then pause, do a pause from the front and then take a screenshot, turn to the side, take a screenshot, right? So then you can, yeah, that's easy to do. So that's what I started with, the cleanse. I mean, I was using other products. I was using, our coffees. I was using at the time, I think the skinny gummies. I'm trying to remember the products we had, but like what really got me the results that you had seen, once I really like was consistent every single day with the products. I believe it was, I don't even know if Burn was out yet, but it was like I think the 30-day drop with TFX and that along with keto coffee, because keto coffee is my jam. I'm like, I love how it tastes. It keeps me full through lunchtime. And then, I'll do that cleanse as needed. I'll do wraps as needed. And then when the aloe came out, like that's another game changer because that really helped me with bloating, gut health, acid reflux, like that also is my staple for sure. So those things together got me the results. And it's like, I just took the pictures and the videos and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to inspire people, but like, let me just try because, you want to be the product of the product, right? And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Meaning, like, you don't have to have like this crazy transformation, right? Like, we all have different body types and we all have different, ways we lose weight or get healthy. And it's okay. You don't have to like become a size 2, after all this. Like as long as you like visually see a difference in your pictures, and also you're going to feel better, right? And that is going to be contagious. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, you just seem so much happier, you have more energy, like what are you using? I need to get that. And yeah, that's what I did. And right now, the body that I'm in right now is not my after picture. I'm just going to be honest with you. After having my double mastectomy, the reconstruction, I can't exercise like I did before. And I love doing like, not like crazy exercises, but I love doing Pilates and strength training and stuff like that. And I can't do that right now. So I know once I'm done with my reconstruction, I'll be able to get back there and I will post new after pictures and we will get back to where we are. But right now, God's got me in the waiting room. And so I'm just, I'm just being patient, which is not my strong suit, but that's what I'm doing.
Yes, that's so funny. Amber Parker says it all the time. We lose weight, we gain weight, and we have results pictures, and then we do it all over again, and then we have new results pictures. So listen, you'll have a new journey to be able to take people on and new pictures to be able to share. And so I love that you said like you don't have to have like crazy results to share. Like you just have to see the difference because that's really what people want to see. People really do want to see the journey. And so I know we were talking, Rachel and I were talking to one of the girls on the team yesterday, and we were like, share the pictures. Like you, like don't be so hard on yourself because you didn't go from Retribution to Beyonce. Like that's not what this is. Like as long as you have results, you can go ahead and share. And so I love that you said that. Um, so I want you to walk me through because I know you said in 2021 you went emerald, 2023 you went diamond, and 2024 you went double, correct?
Correct.
So I want you to walk me through like mentally what was the shift mentally from emerald to diamond and then diamond to double? Like walk me through that mental shift or the growth.
Yeah. So, I mean, the growth happened with um personal development, like, really pouring into my mindset. And I don't have an attention span to read books. So, audiobooks, podcasts are my jam. And also, fun fact, like work smarter, not harder. Listen to these podcasts, audiobooks while you're driving, while you're running errands, while you're doing this, while you're doing that. Like utilize that time. And so it was listening to those mindset podcasts from like Ed Milet and Jamie Kern Lima, and also Joel Dunn. He's got a personal development page on Facebook. And then of course the Zooms that everyone does, like those help with mindset because yeah, we're learning about tips and tricks of the business, but a lot of times these Zooms are pouring into our mindset, filling our cup. And that's what really has really helped me over the years. It was building on that and feeling that confidence within and that I am worthy and that also like yeah, when I started out being a leader was the thought of it was kind of scary because like I'm like what qualifies me to be a leader, but then God doesn't qualify the called. Was it like I'm getting my words mixed up.
Get called to qualify, he qualifies the call.
That's it. Yes. And so, hearing that, it was like, okay, I mean, there's no coincidence that I'm here. There's no coincidence that you guys are here in this space, in this community. So, I mean, the Lord must trust me to be a leader. So let me step into that and see what that looks like and just, lead with my heart. I mean, that's one thing I really have focused on as a leader is it's not just about the bottom line. It's not just about enrollments or earning a bonus. It's about really knowing your people and pouring into them. Like maybe they're going through something hard at home, like having a heart to heart with them or just like them leaning on you and you're like, you know what, I'm here if you need to talk. Those things can go a long way because when they see that you're not just someone that's trying to earn a bonus or a rank, that you genuinely care about them, like that's gonna equal sustainability with your team, and also it's just gonna feel good, right? And naturally, things will flow in the way they like with ranking and bonuses. Things will flow in the right direction when you have good intentions and your mindset is right and you're pouring into people.
Yes, I love that. People are our first product, like hands down. And so yeah, I mean like that literally just spoke to that. And then who am I to be a leader? Like I went through that too. But listen, we're all leaders because we have to lead ourselves. So period. God has called everybody to be a leader. So anybody on here feeling like that, like you're a leader, get used to it. Like you're called, he created us to lead. And so that's really good. That is really, really good. So I want to know, how do you build your business? So as a wife, as a mother, as somebody who works a full-time job, like how do you build? What are your non-negotiables that you do every single day to build your business?
Yeah. So, I mean, in the beginning of this business, I was just like going way big and I got burned out a little bit. So I kind of reeled it in. And, these are my non-negotiables, like 2 to 5 haps a day, if possible. If I'm getting that, like I feel like that's good. If I'm getting more than that, fantastic. But at least that, like apps, hosted posts are the bread and butter of my business and where I get majority of my enrollments from, right? I post like 2 to 4 times a day. And I do a variety. If you hop over to my page, you'll see I'm not doing back-to-back product posts or back-to-back business posts. I'm doing a variety of things, as well as in my stories. Like I do my best to show up in my stories, making my breakfast or making my coffee or, something like that. I'll and post other stuff in my stories. Those are absolutely non-negotiables. Also like sharing results. I try and share, if not necessarily my results, but there's so many results out there that all of you have. Like I share your results. Like dude, it's like, sharing results and showing people different body types, different genders. Like that's absolutely a non-negotiable each day. And then bonus, if you have pictures with somebody in the business who has results, post that picture of you two together or you three together, what have you, and then post like each one's results pictures, because that's going to provide even more credibility to you, because you're not just posting somebody random results, like them, and they're gonna be like, oh, that's gonna build the trust of your brand for sure. And then follow-ups, like, so when you reach out to people about product or about business or about apps, like messages can get lost. So the next day, one thing I love to do is like first thing is inbox cleanup. So that's basically going through the messages from the day before, following up with people that I sent pricing to, like, hey, I'm putting in some orders today and sending out a free gift with your order. Would you like me to get your order in? Or hey, did you get that post up? Do you need help? Or hey, did you get my message? Something simple like that, just to get your message back into their on the top of their messages, because people have, life happens, right? How many times have you read a message and then you get sidetracked by something and you forget to respond? Like, right? Like that happens all the time to people. Like it may not be that they're not interested in your product or your business or posting for you. They may have just read it and, like, I don't know, life happened and they got sidetracked and they forgot. So inbox cleanup is absolutely a big thing, and it's helped me out a lot. And then yeah, and then as much as I can doing that personal development, like, even if it's 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, it doesn't have to be a big chunk of time. Just those little bits of time pouring into your mindset, it will help over time for sure, especially when you're in valleys. And having a strong mindset even in the valleys. It's easy to have a strong mindset in the mountaintops, but when you have that strong mindset in the valleys, like that's huge. That's going to help you and your people out so much. So those are my non-negotiables. But one thing that I also do is give myself grace, right? Because work full time, kids, I'm going through my own health journey with this, reconstruction. Um, I I no longer require myself, like I have to get 100% done every single day. No, I'm going to get as much done as I can. I'm also going to spend time with my kids and, really be present. And if I can't complete 100% of my tasks a day, that's okay because my consistency over time builds. And so that's what I want to like let you guys know is that, just give yourself grace because not every day is going to be, you're not going to be able to get everything done every single day. And that's okay. But just, consistency will bless you over time for sure.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
it.
I think that grace part, the grace piece is like super important. Because if you are not, and it's not grace as an excuse, but grace, like you said, like I'm going to allow myself to be human. Things happen, life happens, there's no perfect day. But I'm going to do my best. And I think a lot of times we beat ourselves up. Like we wake up late and like we're beating ourselves up, and now our whole day is messed up because we have started to be so hard on ourselves, and then it sends us into a rabbit hole. And so we're already defeated before we've even started doing anything because we're beating ourselves up because we're not allowing ourselves to be human. And I know I've been through there. I've been there, just being somebody that's super ambitious, just wanting to be this perfect person, but that there's no such thing as a perfect person, and people don't connect with perfect people anyway. So I think that piece is like super super important. But and yes, and following up, the fortune is in the follow up, y'all. So if you guys are not following up, like definitely get on that. And it's not just follow up Friday. Like she said, every single day she does follow ups. So that's really good, Mandy. So with everything that has went on in your life as far as the breast cancer diagnosis, the mastectomy, now reconstructive surgery, like this stuff, like even though it was stage 0, which is like the best, time that they could catch it, it still probably sent like shockwaves through you, emotional roller coaster, mental, ups and downs. But I want to know, like, how did you keep yourself grounded and like still be able to show up, still like have the mindset of I'm going to build my business, like I'm not going to use this as um a reason not to show up, but I'm actually going to continue to press towards the mark in the best way that I can. Like, what are some practical things maybe that you put in place, or just like walk me through like where your mind was to still be able to show up in the midst of something that could take other people out?
hmm Yeah, so I and when I gotten that, so I had already had a Meet at Works event that I was hosting um mid-July, and Shanika Little's on here. She came to that event. I had, just found out about my diagnosis just before then, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, right? But what has truly helped is leaning on this community, this It Works community. Of course, I have my family. Of course, I have my kids, but like the It Works community has truly been a blessing and has shown up for me in ways that I'm just in awe. I'm in awe and just so, so grateful. And it was like that's what has carried me through. It's not like one thing or whatever. It's like just the community as a whole. And me, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be open and honest and vulnerable about this journey because if I can help someone on my team or if I can help somebody just watching me, if they can feel like a connection and feel inspired by me, like I feel like I'm doing my job, right? And also I wanted to show my team that, you know what, life happens. And yes, you will be thrown curveballs, but how you present yourself to the world is what matters. So, you know what, like it could have been so much different, right? But I'm like, you know what? Let me just do what I can each day. Let me be honest about my journey and let me it's okay to not be okay. And I just continue to show up. My team saw me posting, my team still saw me doing the things. They still saw me enrolling, not as much as I would before, but like I was still doing it. And my one girl, Tamara, she was messaged me one day. She's like, I'm going through my own stuff with like whatever, but like you're diagnosed with cancer and you're still like showing up. I would be crawling under a blanket and just be like crying myself to sleep every night. And I'm like, I don't know. It just wasn't in me. Like God was telling me, like, get up. like, like you will turn your test into a testimony and your mess into a message. Like, get up. And that's just what I did. I just listened to him and just kind of stayed the course, took it one moment at a time, one day at a time. And um, that's what, having the supportive community as well, like I said, so important. So I'm grateful.
Man, that is so great. Just knowing that, that there's purpose in it. It was purpose in it all. And just knowing that you're here for more than you. Like there is some, like, just knowing that there's a greater purpose for the reason that you're here. And like you can't help but be inspired by somebody, that what they're going through. So like even your transparency and just being real about your situation but still showing up, like you can't help but to be inspired by that. And so man, I commend you for that. I listen, because I don't know what I would do, but I pray that I would, do the same thing that you did. And I just, that's just such a blessing for you to be able to be that inspiration, that example for your team, and just knowing that how important that was, to just show up and be that example for them that, hey, whatever you're going through, you can still make it through and you'll be able to bless people because you're continuing to show up. So that's great. That's
Thank you.
awesome. I commend you. So do you have a system for launching new distributors, or like how do you get your new distributors started and get them going?
So this is going to depend on the person that I'm working with because everybody's going to be a little different. Like, some people might be a little more timid and like maybe they're not as good with posting or what have you. I let them know right away in the beginning, like, this is at your pace. I am here to walk beside you throughout all this. So ask me questions. You're not bothering me, I promise. Send me screenshots. Like I will guide you every step of the way. And I just give them that permission to like, okay, you're learning too, but you're not alone in this. And you have myself and so many other people around that will help you. And so, sometimes I might have them do like a launch post, like an announcement post. Other times it just depends. Like I might give them a product post first, like, and just have them start with that. Like, they'll send me screenshots. I'll walk them through conversations. Yes, we have boards, but like there are times where somebody might ask something that they're talking to and they're like, this isn't in the boards, right? So like I help walk them through the conversations. And then, I do the onboarding of like the e-suite and the apps and the Facebook group so that they're plugged into those things because so important. We have an amazing Road to VIP page. We are one, and we have our own team page on Team Done. So I do that, and then I roll into HAPs, like as HAPs are a big deal. You hear people say, "Well, I don't know if anybody's going to buy from me," and they're thinking of their immediate circle. They're thinking of family and friends that they've known for years, right? But one thing we know is that there are 7 billion people in this world, and social media allows us to reach so many people. Like there, it's unlimited, right? So teach them how to HAP and how to expand their network slowly because I started with like, I don't know, maybe 300 friends and followers. And so through HAPS, that's how I slowly built my network up. And that's something that I absolutely instill in them because that's gonna be your backbone to everything. Yes, I know there are people who do reels and TikToks and enroll in that. And I do reels and TikToks too, but like for me, that's just an outlet for people to get eyes on my stuff, more eyes on my stuff. And but like apps are where it's at for me, and that's what I try and I definitely instill that into the people. that I work with. Not everybody starts running like I did, but that's okay. Like some people might take a step back and they might just be like, you know what? Oh my gosh, this is too much at once or something. But like, I'm here. I'm here when you're ready to jump back in, right? Because just letting them know that you're going to be here for them through good times and in bad, like that's gonna resonate with them over time for sure.
Yes, yes, just being present with them individually and being willing to um, tailor to them and their specific needs is super important because they're like you said, everybody's different. Like there's no cookie cutter way. Like we can have systems and things like that in place, but just, giving each individual person what they need is super important. So this is my last question, but I will open it up to you guys that are listening in, if you want to drop a question in the comments, if there's something that you want Mandi to touch on specifically for you, you can, I'm opening up to that. But this is my last question. So, with conference around the corner, especially with you sharing, your aha moment, your back of the room moment, like how important and how crucial is it for people to get to conference and get people in the room there with them?
Oh my gosh, so important. So, so important. And I know there are people out there like, oh, I don't have the money for it. Like, I get it, but there are ways to get a plane ticket and pay it for payments or whatever, stretch out the payments. Like, there's PayPal, there's like Affirm, there's different payment plans that you can use. And like I said, like it was that 2023 conference that pushed me to that next level. But I knew that it's going to continue to fill my cup being around people because you are like so the five people you spend the most time with, like you become them. So if you're surrounding yourself with people who have leveled up leaps and bounds above you, like that's gonna only like help you in the end because you're getting the wisdom from the people that have been here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, Rusty. So why not surround yourself with them, like be in person with them? Like, yeah, we can see each other on social media and be on Zooms, but like it's another thing to be in person and really like have those one-on-one conversations with so many incredible people. So another caveat to my story. So reconstruction surgery, the next step of it, I really wanted it to be this year, but God said that wasn't time. It wasn't time, right? Because my plastic surgeon had to go on medical leave. So my next reconstruction surgery is going to be January 13th. So that recovery is 2 to 4 weeks. When is conference? That's yeah, that's 4 weeks. Do you know what I'm gonna be doing? I'm going to conference. I'm getting there. Like I'm gonna be there. Like no excuses. I'm gonna be there. I know that is how important it is for me. I'm like, yes, let me get the surgery out of the way. Bing, bang, boom. Like I'm gonna be at conference with y'all, and we're gonna be taking pictures. Like it is a blessing. So if you are able to go, please go. You will not regret it. You will absolutely not regret it. And it will only help you. I think the statistic is like 83% of people who go to like an event level up like shortly thereafter. Like that's huge. That is huge. So that right there is worth it. And you will pay for your trip altogether. And side note, like you can claim work expense on your taxes. So that's something I do.
Absolutely. Okay. We call it a vacation. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
So yes, conference is like super, super, super important, man. Like, there's we can't even put it into words. Like we can try to tell you all day long, like why it's important to get there, but you just don't know if you don't know. Like the saying you had to be there, like you have to be there. You have to be in the room. Like it's just contagious. Like the excitement is contagious. It's infectious. Being around like-minded people, being around the people who are doing it. We have so much going on in life, and just to be able to come together and just glean from one another, like it is just important, so you don't ever miss conference, like you don't ever really miss an event, but conference for sure is a non-negotiable. So make it up in your mind that you're going, Make it up in your mind that you're going, and then God will work out the rest. I promise you. He's done it time after time after time again. And so let me check the comments and see if there's any questions. No questions from my girl, Mandy. You have been super great, like so great. It has been a pleasure to hear from you, your story. Hold on, let me see. Good question. Okay, I do. I have one. What is one thing you would tell a new distributor? So
Put faith
somebody
over
that's just
fear. Put faith over fear. Like there are going to be people that are going to speak negative over you. They're going to speak fear over you. They're going to try and put doubt and fear in your mind, right? And it's going to be people you least expect. It's going to be somebody you grew up with. It's going to be, somebody that you thought was your ride or die. Um, and it's going to shake you. It did for me. I unfortunately had to let go of some people in my life because they were wanting me to dull my shine. And when I started doing well in this business, that's when they stopped supporting me. And you know what? Like that is just the enemy. Like if you stop when that happens, like that's just the enemy trying to get in your head and stop you from doing what you're meant to do, from who God has called you to be. And so that's why I say put faith over fear because it's no coincidence you're here. This company has been around for 25 years and the core of this company is amazing. The integrity, the character, like it is unmatched and I will go nowhere else. Like I am home. This is my home. This is my family. Like so that's why I would tell a newbie faith over fear because yeah,
okay.
it'll be
I have
worth
a
it.
question. I just thought of one. What would you tell someone who has been here for a while that may be in a valley right now, and they just need uh, some encouragement? What would you say to someone in that space?
So obviously, things don't always work out the way we want them to work out. And as much as we want it to be on our time, it's not. It's on God's time. And it's all part of his plan. And maybe you had a bunch of members leave, but you know, that's just because God is going to build bigger and better and stronger. And you don't know when it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. He's going to build better and stronger, like period. And so it's just a matter of faith over fear. When you put that consistency in and you really own in on your mindset and you know that this is all for a reason, like people are in your might be in your team, in your business only for a season. And that might be a reason. That might be a lesson to be learned, but that will help you grow not only personally, but as a leader, as a person, so that you're going to be going higher and being called higher to what God's meant you to be. So again, and then also rejection is God's protection. So, he heard conversations that were happening about you that you didn't know about. So he might have removed some people, because they did not have good intentions. So consider yourself lucky, consider yourself blessed because you will come back. It will happen. I mean, it's happened to me. Like I had somebody dip on me in April of this year. She was a diamond leg. Like I'm like at first I was like, God, why? But like I learned now that it's because that foundation wasn't strong. And so we're going to be building a new foundation and it's going to be stronger than the other one was. And any leader on here that's been at the top, they will tell you they've had to build and rebuild a few times or whatever. And they're still here. They're still winning. And that's because they never gave up. So keep going. You got this.
Yes, count it all joy. Okay. The ups, the downs, the sides, whatever. Count it all joy. I love that. I love that. Okay, one last question. I have a question of where do you primarily get your DTs? So how do you primarily enroll new distributors?
So a lot of times when somebody haps for me, the next message I'll send is, thank you so much for posting for me. Let me know if you want more info about the product or if you're interested. I have two spots for a earn extra money from phone thing. And that is, a lot of times where they're curious, especially when people start commenting on the post they put up for me and they're like, oh wait, well let me hear about, what you do. And, that's when I tell them about the business. And also like sometimes I'll just like that's the main part. That's the main way I get DTs, but also sometimes I'll just be randomly seeing who's looking at my story slides because you can see who views your story slides. I'm like, well, this person like seems to be really interested in my story slides, so let me just message them just to reach out saying, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I really think you'd be really great at this, and I would love to tell you more about it, and just kind of throwing it out there. Yep.
Yeah. It's the asking, not being
Yeah.
afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Make Pam would always say, make an ask out of yourself. So ask, ask,
Yes.
ask. Open your mouth, share the opportunity because you're blessed, right? I tell people all the time, like, how would you feel if the person that asked you or did not ask you and like you were able to like see a snapshot of how you've been blessed if the person would have asked you, like, how would you feel? And so that allows me to open up my mouth and share because of how this business has blessed my life, how this business has blessed my team, the people around me. Like you can't help but to open your mouth and share. So y'all, don't be selfish. Do not be selfish. We have something so great and so amazing to offer people. And so open your mouths and ask.
Yep. Yep.
You have been so great. Oh my God, this has been
Thank
such an
you.
amazing call. I'm so blessed. Y'all dropped some fire in the chat for Mandi. She has blessed us like nobody's business tonight. I thank you so much for your transparency, your vulnerability, being willing to share. You are so amazing. What's next for you?
Thank
What's
you.
next for Mandi?
Let's go triple. Let's go triple.
Yes.
Let's help. Let's
Let's
continue
go.
to pour into others, serve others, and next level for sure.
Okay. Next level. VIP, baby.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mandi, I'm going to ask you to pray us out. Are you okay with praying us out tonight?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Lord, I come to you today to lift up my incredible sideline brothers and sisters. Thank you for the community we have here, that we don't have to build this business alone. Such a blessing. Father, as we navigate this business during this busy holiday season, I pray a special covering over their homes, their families, and I ask that you would multiply their time. Give them the grace to build their businesses with focus, but also the ability to unplug and to be fully present with their loved ones. I pray for financial blessings to flow through this opportunity, alleviating any holiday stress and allowing them to bless their families in the way they desire. Let their homes be filled with peace, laughter, joy, health, and protect them from the sickness or the burnout, and let them finish this year feeling good about themselves and provided for and loved. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mandi. We appreciate you for showing up. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to what she had to say. I hope you guys got something from this. I know I took away a lot, and we just appreciate you so much. Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.